Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to Midday News on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Amina Jibril. Now, a quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and free to air on Nigecomsat. President Bola Tinubu's cabinet reshuffle, which had Ogun State reportedly producing 4 ministers, the highest by a state in the cabinet, has sparked reactions across the country. In a significant cabinet shakeup during the 19th Federal Executive Council meeting at the State House, Abuja, President Tinubu approved the reassignment of 10 ministers to new portfolios, discharged 5 others, and nominated 7 new ministerial appointees for onward transmission to the Senate for confirmation. This came as the president renamed the Ministry of Niger Delta Development to the Ministry of Regional Development, scrapped the Ministry of Sports Development, and merged the Ministries of Tourism and Arts and Culture to become the Federal Ministry of Arts, Culture, Tourism, and the Creative Economy. And the Kano State Governor Abba Yusuf has said there is no going back on the planned October 26, 2024 local government elections in the state. This is coming despite a federal high court judgment voiding the poll over what it termed having card-carrying NNPP members as executive officers of the Election Commission. Yusuf made the assertion while presenting NNPP flags to the 44 chairmanship and councillorship candidates at the Sani Abacha Indoor Stadium in Kano. And in continuation of his campaign tour across Ondo State ahead of the November 16th gubernatorial elections, Governor Lucky Orimisan Ayedatiwa has assured people in Akoko Southeast local government area of his administration's determination to spread developmental projects across the state. Governor Ayedatiwa, who thanked the people for their warm reception and support, said Akoko Southeast local government area will feel the impact of his administration. Kikelomo Okere has the details.
At the palace of Oba Akinyele Akinsuloye Oyolola, the Olisua of Isua Akoko, Governor Lucky Ayetidawa says his administration has always prioritized inclusive governance and will continue to ensure that every part of the state feels represented. The governor assures the monarch that security remains a top priority on his administration agenda. Hence, he will ensure adequate equipping of security outfit with operational vehicles, especially the Amoteku Corps. He added that his administration is working closely with other security agencies to ensure the safety of the people and property in the state.
It's hope reassured that Akoko Southeast local government will deliver for APC come November 16, 2024 during the governorship elections. Like you said, I've been to almost all the major communities here. I've been to Ipimi, I've been to Ipesi, I've been to Ipe, I've been to Ifira, and now at Isua, the headquarters of the local government. And in all of these communities, the indigenes, the natives, they all came out in their large number to receive us. Not just to receive us, they were so joyful. They were celebrating. They were celebrating as if we have actually won the election. The demonstration of love and reception that they have shown signifies that they are ready to vote for our party, APC. So I'm so excited and I'm so happy that the result of this place is known already.
During the visit, Oba Akinyele Akinsuloye commended the governor for appointing indigenes for the community into his government, stressing that the community has no reason not to support his election. The governor, during strategic stop at Ipe Akoko, Ipesi Akoko, and Ifira Akoko, appeals to the people of Akoko Southeast to convert their overwhelming show of love into electoral support in the forthcoming November 16 gubernatorial election. From Akure, Kikelomo Okere, Global Television News.
A request from for the confirmation of appointments of 7 ministerial nominees announced in Abuja on Wednesday. The president's request was contained in a letter addressed to the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, and read at the beginning of plenary on Thursday. The president effected a change in his cabinet, sacking 5 ministers and announcing 7 replacements as nominees. The sacked ministers are Uju Ken Ohaneye of Women Affairs, Lola Adejon of Tourism, Professor Tahir Mamam of the Ministry of Education, Abdullahi Muhammad Gwarzo, State Housing and Urban Development, and Jamila Biu Ibrahim of Youth Development. President Bola Tinubu has sworn in Dr. Abdullahi Usman Bello as the new chairman of the Code of Conduct Bureau, CCB. The brief swearing-in ceremony took place ahead of the Federal Executive Council meeting, which was also chaired by the president. Sharon Ajay has the details.
After the swearing-in, Dr. Bello spoke to State House correspondents, pledging to tackle corruption through the bureau. He emphasized the importance of integrity and accountability among public officials, vowing to uphold the agency's mandate. He acknowledged the global nature to corruption, but highlighted the significance of having strong systems in place to mitigate it.
I always say that it's not about the individuals. Everybody can be corrupt in the world. It doesn't matter whether you are in the UK, whether in the US. Everybody has a tendency to be corrupt. One of the most important things is the systems that we have in place to check it. So if we have the systems in Nigeria, we are going to deal with this problem. So I assure you that we have the systems, we have the institutions. We only need to deliver on the mandate that is given to us.
The CCB, Nigeria's foremost anti-corruption agency, has the mandate in ensuring that public servants act with integrity and avoid conflicts of interest. Sharon Ajay reporting for Global TV News.
The Lagos State Wastewater Management Office has disclosed that a building without a toilet in the Agege area of the state was sealed off. The Commissioner, Ministry of Environment and Water Resources, Tokumbo Wahab, made this known on his X handle. He said that the sealing off of the building is aimed at achieving a sustainable environment. The Management Office, in a continued demonstration of its commitment to a sustainable environment, proper sanitation and public health safety in the state, has sealed off a residential property on Adedosu Street, Otubu, Agege. This was following the receipt of public complaints from concerned residents. And the Olowa of Igbaraoke, Oba Adefarakanmi Agbede, says traditional rulers in Ondo State have endorsed Governor Lucky Orimisan Ayedatiwa for the November 16th governorship election. The monarch stated this while receiving the governor on a consultation and engagement visit in his palace at Igbaraoke, headquarters of Ifedore local government area, as part of the campaign tour of the governor to the area. Kike Lomo Kere was there for Global Television.
The Olowa of Igbaraoke, Oba Adefarakanmi Agbede, says Governor Ayedatiwa has listening ears and has displayed good character by treating the traditional institution in the state with utmost respect. The monarch says the achievements so far recorded by the governor in his 10 months in office are impressive, which shows that he will perform well if elected for a full term in office. According to Oba Agbede, the people of Igbaraoke and Ifedore are solidly behind Governor Ayedatiwa and will vote him en masse on November 16.
And I assure you once more We are for you and everything for you.
At the palace of Olujare of Ijare, the Shepetu of Ijare, High Chief Wemimo Olaniyan, speaking on behalf of the traditional rulers in the community, commended Governor Aiyedatiwa for his achievement in short period of time. Olaniyan, however, appeals to the governor to prioritize the completion of Okeudu to Ijare Road and address other pressing community needs, pledging the full support of the Ijare community for his election.
Of SCDA Ijare from the village of Ijare, Owa Obararomi, Eleki of Eti, Odet of Irese, the Alaye of Aye and the Kota, represented by one of our ICDA, they have keyed into the Aiyedatiwa project, and we are promising that we are going to support you.
Governor Aiyedatiwa expressed appreciation for the warm reception and unwavering support from the traditional rulers and residents. He assures people of his administration's commitment to meeting their expectations. He emphasized that his administration development agenda is people-centered and promised that ongoing efforts across all sectors will continue to reflect the priorities of the people.
When you talk about grassroots mobilization for positive change, the traditional institution is very key because they reside with the people, they have them as their subjects, and they can easily communicate with them other than the other category of leaders. So that is why most of the time we pay homage to the traditional rulers, because this is where they dwell, they live among their people, and their people actually install them to lead them.
The governor was also at the palace of Alara of Ilaramokin, Oba Abiodun Aderemi Adefeyinti, who commended the governor's developmental efforts and the appointment of sons and daughters of Ifedore into key positions in government. The monarch also reels out the need of the community, which the governor promised to address. Addressing the residents who troop out to welcome him, the governor says his government remains focused on delivering lasting infrastructure and improved service that will benefit every citizen. Earlier, the governor performed the groundbreaking ceremony for the construction of Ijare Central Market, a project aimed at boosting local trade and enhancing the economic landscape of the community. From Akure, Kike Lomo Ukeri, Global Television News.
An Ekiti State High Court, Ado-Ekiti Division, has ordered the deposition of the Oluloro of Iloro-Ekiti, Oba Femi Olugbesoye, over non-compliance with the native law and custom as regards coronation rites. The Ekiti State Executive Council approved the appointment of Olugbesoye as the Oluloro of Iloro-Ekiti on December 21st, 2019. The judge, Justice Jide Aladejana, according to a copy of the judgment made available in Ado-Ekiti, made the pronouncement while delivering judgment in the suit filed by Prince Olakunle Fadare and 4 others, challenging Olugbesoye and 4 others over his ascendancy to the throne. And the Defense Headquarters has confirmed the arrest of one of the founding fathers of the indigenous people of Biafra, Pius Igwe. Director, Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, who confirmed the arrest during the weekly briefing of operational activities of the armed forces, explained that Pius Igwe is responsible for criminal activities in Osu area in Imo State. Sharon Ajay has the rest of the story.
It is another opportunity for the military to update the media on their operational activities across the country. The Director, Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, says troops are not relenting in the fight against terrorism, which resulted in the arrest of some key actors.
The troops of Operation Udoka, Forward Operational Base Osu, in a sting operation, apprehended a terrorist leader belonging to the indigenous people of Biafra and the Eastern Security Network terrorist group, known as Mr. Pius Igwe.
The director says the ongoing military operations have successfully curbed large-scale oil theft, recovering over 1.75 billion naira worth of stolen crude oil in the past week.
During the week under review, troops neutralized 140 terrorists and arrested 135 of them, thereby destroying their fighting capabilities and weakening their military capabilities as well. The troops also rescued 76 kidnapped hostages, which is indicative of our commitment to guarantee the safety and security of citizens, which we will continue to do more of that.
The military high command further calls on citizens to continue to support the military's efforts, emphasizing the importance of collaboration in combating terrorism and illegal activities. Sharon Ajay reporting for Global TV News.
A member of the All Progressives Congress National Working Committee, Tolu Bankole, has praised President Bola Tinubu for appointing Dr. Nentawe Yilwatda as the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction. Bankole, who serves as the ruling party's national leader responsible for attending to persons with disabilities matters, expressed his gratitude in a statement issued in Abuja. His commendation comes just 24 hours after the presidency announced the appointment of the former APC governorship candidate in Plateau State. According to Bankole, the appointment reflects Yilwatda's dedication and outstanding contributions to the welfare of vulnerable groups in the society. The Minister of Defense, Muhammad Badaru, has of Operation Fansariyama to arrest the notorious bandits leader, Bello Turji. The minister gave the order while addressing the troops at the 1 Brigade headquarters in Gusau, Zamfara State. Sharon Ajay again has the details.
The Minister of Defense, Muhammad Badaru, who is in Zamfara State for operational visit to the headquarters of Joint Task Force Northwest Operation Fansariyama, also visited Zamfara State Governor Dauda Lawal in an effort to tackle the menace of insecurity bedeviling the state. The minister applauded the commitment of Governor Dauda Lawal in restoring peace in Zamfara State, while reiterating President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's commitment to improve the welfare of troops and restoring peace across the country. While addressing the troops, the minister ordered troops of Operation Fansariyama to arrest the notorious bandit leader, Bello Turji.
And I want to assure you that the federal government is committed to seeing the improvement of security and peace restored in Zamfara State and the country. And I assure you that President is doing all he can to support the armed forces and the states to make sure that security is restored.
In his address, Governor Dauda Lawal reaffirms his government's total support to the military to win the war.
As responsible government, we are doing our best, and we are cooperating with all the security agencies in terms of any kind of assistance ranging from logistics, in order to make them also comfortable to be able to perform their function effectively. We are committed to that. And I'm reassuring the Honorable Minister, as well as the Theatre Commander and GOC, that Zamfara State remain committed to provide any assistance that you require.
The minister's visit is coming barely 48 hours after Governor Dauda Lawal and his Katsina State counterpart, Diko Rada, visited the minister and the NSA in Abuja. Sharon Ajay reporting for Global TV News.
You're watching Midday News on Global Television, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. When Midday News returns, pensioners threaten protests as federal government and 4 states owe 193 billion naira. Details of this, as well as foreign and sports stories, coming right after the break. Please stay with us. This is Global Television, bringing you live broadcasts of Midday News. Thank you for staying with us. reports owed by the federal and state government have increased to over 193 billion naira. Although several states such as Zamfara, Benue, Kaduna, Kano, Nasarawa and others have been clearing the backlogs, it was guarded that the federal government had yet to clear over 88 billion naira in contributions. Many states were burdened by pension backlogs estimated at over 105 billion naira. The spokesman for the National Union of Pensioners, Bumi Ogunkolade, speaking to newsmen, confirmed that the federal government had yet to clear 88 billion naira accrued right under the contributory pension scheme from March 2023 to date. The scheme was introduced by the Pension Reforms Act of 2004, and under this law, employees and employers jointly contribute to a retirement savings account for rich workers, making pensions more sustainable. And the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the Ultimate Health, HMO, Lekan Ewenla, has urged the federal government to enforce compliance of Nigerians with enrollment on the National Health Insurance Program. Ewela emphasized that adherence with the mandatory enrollment based on the law will translate to astronomical increment in the enrollment figures, which will automatically translate to reasonable inflows of financial resources to the healthcare sector and thereby reduce the immigration of healthcare professionals from Nigeria to other parts of the world. Ewela further said that the reason why the healthcare sector in the developed world is attractive in terms of remunerations is due to the implementation of mandatory health insurance programs, which translates to huge revenue for the health sector. And the ongoing strike by workers of the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control has increased the challenges faced by pharmaceutical manufacturers who cannot clear goods at port. According to reports, the crisis could further strain the country's healthcare system as concerns grow over the potential influx of substandard drugs. The chairman of the Pharmaceuticals Manufacturers Group of the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, Oluwatosin Jolayemi, highlighted the adverse impact on the strike, stating so far that the manufacturers have not seen any major delays except for those clearing goods at the port. But if NAFDAC cannot approve, they won't be able to clear their goods. It will be recalled that NAFDAC workers under the Senior Staff Association of Statutory Corporations and government-owned companies had on October 7th began an indefinite strike. And now moving on to the foreign scene, UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres informed Russian President Vladimir Putin on Thursday that his invasion of neighboring Ukraine breached the United Nations Charter and international law. According to a readout of their meeting, the UN Secretary-General met with Putin on the sidelines of the BRICS summit in Kazan, Russia, following a speech in which Guterres called for a just peace in Ukraine. He reiterated his position that the Russian invasion of Ukraine violated the United Nations Charter and international law, stating a readout from the UN chief spokesperson after their meeting, which had faced criticism from Kyiv. And Palestinian ambassador to Nigeria, Abdullah Abdul Shawez, says the conflict in Gaza is not a humanitarian crisis, rather, but a U.S.-Israel genocide, purportedly with the largest home of child amputees in modern history. Ambassador Shawahesh stated this during a press briefing in Abuja, where he noted that 171 infants have been killed. Global television correspondent Anthony Mamadou tells us more.
The Palestinian ambassador stated that a total of 35,055 children are allegedly living without parents, 11,673 women and 1,047 medical staff and 117 journalists killed. He described the alleged disturbing figures of lives lost in the Gaza conflict as worrisome and inhuman.
It is not a humanitarian crisis. It is the United States of America Israeli genocide. Period. Call a spade spade. Gaza is home for the largest cohort of children and youths in modern history. The smell of death is everywhere as bodies are left lying on the roads or under the rubble. In North Gaza, people are just waiting to die. They feel deserted, hopeless, and alone.
He stressed the urgent need of the world to speak up against the war crimes perpetrated by Israel, assuring the press and the rest of the world of the accuracy and authenticity of statistics of casualties of the 384th day conflict.
Silence is required when children sleep, not when they are slaughtered like sheep, right in the front of the world's eyes. Silence is complicity. Blinken and the United States of America is part of the problem, not the solution.
Reports of death toll from the Gaza conflict are disturbing and should prompt actions from world leaders and agencies to end the unjust carnage. Anthony Momodu reporting for Global Television.
And that's it on Midday News, and it came to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times on channel 276 and free-to-air on Nigecomsat. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using @Global TV and other handles now showing on your screen. I am Amina Jibril. Thank you for watching.